Presenting the CW Crew.
So tell me a little bit about the business here. You've got coffee shop and roastery back, right?
Yes, and a warehouse, so we self-distribute back there as well. So we roast coffee, we supply coffee, cups, lids, syrups, straws, everything, you name it. For a coffee shop, we have it.
Is that unique to a coffee shop to do kind of every part of the process?
It kind of is, yeah. The cafe is actually the newest piece of this business. About 4 or 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. The rest of the business has been around in total for 25 years.
Walk me through in Cliff Notes the roasting process, because I'm sure it's detailed, but what's kind of the general process for that?
The general process is we get the green coffee beans from an importer, and we kind of do a sample roast and decide what we like in that coffee, what we want to bring out of that coffee, and how we want to use it. And based on that, we can take it through different roasting profiles and different roast levels. And if we're going to pull it as an espresso, we roast it differently than if we're going to put it on drip coffee or offer it as a pour over, or so there's a lot of different things that we have to think about when we are profiling our coffee.
That's really interesting, because there's, when most people think about coffee, I don't think they think about all the stuff that goes into it.
They don't.
However, it's very evident that this is a craft coffee place.
It sure
because
is.
This is really good.
It sure is.
And
Thank
very
you.
unique. So you can tell.
Our baristas do good work here.
Yeah, fabulous work. My what do you call it? Accolades to the barista back here. Great work. Talk to me about your involvement with Craft Notes. They obviously like to showcase cool businesses doing cool stuff. How's your experience been working with them?
It's been fantastic. I mean, we see people come through the door with these all the time, and they are probably people who would not come here otherwise. It's a weird location. It's not on a main road. It's a little bit tough to get to, but once people know that we're here, they keep coming back. It's just getting people in here for the first time that is the challenge. But
cool.
This has been fantastic. People love using it. People love the drinks that they've been receiving from it, and it's just kind of cool seeing a group of people come through the door with 3 or 4 of these books, and you just know.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
What's kind of the state of the craft coffee scene here in Minneapolis?
It's bigger than people think. I mean, you have names like Dogwood and Spy House, and they are nationally recognized names. And we are, I like to think we're on the same level. It's just a matter of getting people to try what we have to offer. And what makes us unique is we have a focus on organic coffee. So the volume that we do is unique in terms of its organic. And having high quality, specialty grade, organic coffee is pretty big. And a lot of what we do is forge direct relationships with the farms that we get our coffee from. So we go on origin trips. This hallway back here is full of pictures of my boss, and I think I made the wall on one of those pictures too. At Origin, we go to these farms and meet the farmers and see the process for ourselves and see that money is actually going to these farmers and that they are able to build houses and feed their families and do all the things that you would hope the money goes to, but you don't really know until you go there and check it out for yourself. Right. And that way we can say that crop of coffee from that farmer, we held that in our hands when it was still in the fruit at Origin. So I think that's what makes us unique in this industry, and I would put our coffee against anybody's, and with confidence, with great confidence.
Talk to me a little bit about the collaboration you do with not just coffee people in the area, but breweries and distilleries. Tell me a little bit about that.
That's one of my favorite side projects. My 2 favorite things in the world are coffee and beer. So anytime I can put the 2 together, it's a win-win in my opinion. So we do a lot of coffee beers with a lot of local breweries and work with distilleries to get barrels to actually barrel age the green coffee in those barrels, and we call that our spirited bean selection. So we sometimes have that on Nitro Cold Brew here in the cafe. We have it on the retail shelf back there as well. It's unlike anything you've ever tried before, and that kind of takes a little bit of trial and error. There's not an exact science to it, so there is a lot of trial and error, but it always turns out interesting, and I feel like we're getting pretty good at it.
Well, and what a cool way to just get involved with other businesses, but really make it feel like a community, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it's way more fun when you're, working with people down the street and making this really unique
Absolutely.
product.
Speaking of down the street, Inside Brewing, the Banshee Cutter, that's our coffee. So
right.
that's a great partnership, and it's just right up the road. If you're ever looking for a good coffee beer, that's the place to go.
What's next for Up Roasting?
Growth. Just straight up growth. We are doing more and more coffee sales every day, every month. And I think a lot of that is getting people to come in here and just try what we have to offer. And once they do, they don't really go back anywhere else.
Well, then that's the perfect relationship then with Craft Note.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
The CW crew on the CW Twin Cities. DJ Vonix, Alexa Score, and John Foss. Like, follow, subscribe to, and love the CW crew.